Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Speakeasy, sophisticated sports talk with the best in the game. I'm Care Bear Kieran, the man behind the bar, and I'm joined here with the man wearing stripes today. He's not Waldo, and I know where he is, but we got Emmanuel Acho in the building, the creator of the show. How we doing today?
Hey, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. There is drama in this sports world. Drama in the WNBA.
Yes. As Social Trey would say, the tea is piping hot. Trey, what's going on today? How we doing, man?
Social Trey.
I'm repping Indiana today. My fever ladies are playing. I'm hype. I'm ready to lock in with y'all. Let's get it, man.
Absolutely. Look, we got a lot to get to today. Like you said, we got to start off first with what went down last night. Tyreek Hill, an unfortunate injury, but now his surgery is complete, and according to the doctors, it went very well.
Can we clap it up for that?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's clap it up for that.
Let's clap it up for that.
Good surgery. Good surgery. Quality surgeons. That's good.
Surgery went well. It's about rehab now. There's not going to be another surgery needed, and he will play next season is what the doctors said. Are you expecting Tyreek Hill to come back the same after this injury?
I'm going to take what his agent said with a grain of salt. If I'm just being honest, after a catastrophic surgery, they said that he dislocated his knee, multiple ligaments were torn. After a surgery like that, players sometimes don't ever come back the same. Marcus Lattimore, former South Carolina running back, didn't come back the same from that injury, but we've seen other players come back the same. My fear is Tyreek Hill is a player that plays a game predicated on speed. Predicated on getting in and out of breaks, predicated on scaring defensive backs with his speed so much so that you stay off 10 to 15 yards and he catches easy hitches, easy stops, easy now passes. If Tyreek Hill can no longer scare you with his speed, then is he still going to be the same factor? But I also got to remind everybody of this. Even before this season, Tyreek Hill had statistically started to decline. 2 years ago, Tyreek averaged 112 yards per game. Last year, I think he averaged 50 or 60 yards per game. This year, again, he was averaging 50 yards per game. He went from having 1,700 yards 2 years ago. Remember, he was in MVP conversations. You remember that?
Yes.
2 years ago, he was in MVP conversations.
In the league.
No doubt about it.
Yep.
Last year, he didn't even go over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
And so you could suggest statistically there was a decline before this gruesome injury. Coming back from this gruesome injury, I'm not going to have all-pro expectations, but I will say this. Tyreek at his peak, top 3, top 4 wide receiver of all time. Tyreek Hill even still is likely a top 15 player of all time walking into the Hall of Fame if he does nothing else.
Wow. You think
he's that good?
Okay, yeah.
And his numbers are crazy.
His numbers are crazy. It's crazy to go back and look at his numbers and be like, wow, okay, Tyreek was really doing that thing.
Correct.
It's crazy to think he wasn't even viewed as a as a wide receiver coming out.
Let me give y'all this. Tyreek, 1,183 yards, 1,400 yards, 860 yards, 1,276 yards, 1,239 yards, 1,700 yards, another 1,799 yards, and then the 900 last year. I mean, I just read consecutive years.
He had multiple years over 1,500?
Bro, he went 1,700 yards in back-to-back seasons, his first 2 years in Miami. So, it will be hard. You will be hard-pressed to find any receiver that gave you that 7-year stretch.
Do you think his fall off was more due to quarterback play and what was happening in that position and kind of the round robin and everyone figuring out kind of what the Dolphins are all about offensively, or was that more so
what we don't talk often about enough? I think his fall off was due to a lot of things. Right now, we heard retroactively all of the off the field troubles that he put himself into, right? Getting divorced right now with his wife, everything that was going on last year. Who knows what was going on in the home? Remember, Justin Tucker last year, probably future Hall of Famer for the Baltimore Ravens. Last year, he struggled tremendously. Then we find out, he was in the midst of an investigation, a lawsuit with all of these different massage therapists. Obviously, it's not our job to ever pontificate what goes on in the home, but as a former NFL athlete and high-level collegiate athlete, if your home is in shambles, it will impact you on the field as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think we ever talk often enough, especially now in spaces like these, about if you ain't got your home in order, that often can creep into the field as well. And obviously what we know now is Tyreek Hill, what he had going on at home, could have interfered with what happened on the field. Remember, last year, he got arrested before a game, thrown on the ground. It was a chaotic year for Tyreek Hill. Plus, Tua wasn't at his best. The Dolphins started to get figured out going into that third year. A lot of chaos that we didn't talk enough about.
No, I hear you. I was dealing with an irritable bowel situation last week, and now, I feel like I'm finally getting back to who I used to be. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, speaking of the Baltimore Ravens, let's talk about Lamar Jackson, who is in the news. He is going to be out for about 2 to 3 weeks and is likely to miss Sunday's game, visiting the Houston Texans with a hamstring injury. The real question is here. He's missed a lot of time. Do we trust Lamar will ever win a Super Bowl?
There is no legitimate data that I can point to suggest Lamar will ever win a Super Bowl. This isn't like Acho hates Lamar take, Acho hates the Ravens take. It's a very sober-minded take. The Baltimore Ravens have the number 1 defense in football and the number 4 offense in football, had home field advantage against the Chiefs team without Tyreek Hill, and they did not beat the Chiefs. The Baltimore Ravens had number 1 and number 2 defenses in football. I believe 4 times under Lamar Jackson's tenure, they'd have top 5 defenses, and they've not advanced to the Super Bowl. Why am I bringing that up? Aaron Rodgers was given a top 5 defense once. He won a Super Bowl and was Super Bowl MVP. So there's just no data I can point to support Lamar Jackson will ever win a Super Bowl. He's going into year 9 after this one. Remember, this one looks like it's all but a waste. So we could say, based off of hope, based off a wish, based off a dream, that Lamar Jackson could win a Super Bowl. But, I can't point to anything legitimately. If I were to look at other quarterbacks, I could point to a why. I could tell you why I think the Chargers could win a Super Bowl with Justin Herbert. Now that they have Harbaugh there, now that the defense has ascended, I could point to under Harbaugh, the Chargers and Justin Herbert have gotten better. I could point to the Chargers have never had a legitimate defense with the Justin Herbert tenure. But with Lamar Jackson, there's nothing I could point to suggest, well, if he just had this. Remember, beforehand we said if he just had more receiving help. Well, then he had Zay Flowers drafted in the first round. They got DeAndre Hopkins, albeit past his prime. They tried with Rashad Bateman drafted in the first round. Oh, if he just had a better running back. Well, then you got Derrick Henry. Oh, if he had a better O-line. Last year he had one of the best O-lines. Oh, if he had a better defense. Well, then they draft Malachi Starks. You draft Kyle Hamilton. You have Madu BK. You draft Nate Wiggins. There's just nothing I could point to. The play callers aren't good enough. You had Mike McDonald, one of the best DCs in all of football. Greg Roman's holding him back. Okay, then you got Todd Monken, who won back-to-back national championships at Georgia. They run the ball too much. Then you start passing the ball. They pass the ball too much. Well, you were running the ball. There's nothing I could point to tell me why he'll do it. You know what I mean? Not even trying to hate. I have no issue. I'm just looking at the data.
It's interesting you bring up Jim Harbaugh. Is John Harbaugh really the reason why they're struggling? Because in my opinion, he's the consistent just as much as Lamar Jackson is. The head coach, the quarterback, both married together and tied whenever we talk about the success and failure of a football team. I think the real question should be, can they win a championship with John Harbaugh? Can they do it again? I don't know if they can.
Don't you have to say, but in the playoffs, Lamar Jackson has 9 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Yeah. So Lamar Jackson is the reason they're not winning in the playoffs. Sure, you could say Harbaugh, but at the end of the day, Harbaugh has put good products on the field. The general manager has put good players on the field. Harbaugh has assembled phenomenal coaching staffs. 2023, Anthony Weaver, Dolphins DC, was the D-line coach. Mike McDaniel, head coach of the Seahawks, was a defensive coordinator. Wait, Greg Roman, you think he's being held back? Albeit under Greg Roman, Lamar Jackson was the unanimous MVP. Under Greg Roman, Justin Herbert had his best statistical season as far as efficiency ever. But Greg Roman wasn't good enough. We go get Todd Monken. So Lamar has to be better in the playoffs, and that's not an anti-Lamar take. That's just an objective. Turn on the film. If you don't feel like turning on the film, look at the stats. Lamar has to be better, sir.
We got a super chat from Maya Smith. Super chat. Let's go.
Super chat.
Come on now.
We got 2, actually.
We do. We do have 2. We're waiting to hear what he has to say. Travion said the $10 super chat. We don't know what he has to say.
He just showing love.
He just showing love, man.
We appreciate you, y'all.
No, Maya said Lamar will get there, but he might have to leave Baltimore. Do you think that's the situation?
Ooh.
It's hard to leave a situation that good. Like you said, you have elite defenses. You have a roster.
Bro, you know this, and take my one shot. Can you turn that fan on, big dog?
I got you.
Y'all know, to say Lamar has to leave Baltimore is to tell the person that's constantly running from relationships that it's everybody else that's the issue. I think eventually Lamar has to look in the mirror and say, oh, I can be better. Lamar ain't got to leave Baltimore. Lamar has to leave those turnovers in the playoffs. Lamar don't have to leave Baltimore. Lamar has to leave slow starts in the playoffs. Wow. That to me is what Lamar has to do. You can't have a bunch of bad relationships and think it's everybody but you. And it's not to say in the regular season Lamar's not a phenom. The first year I was an MVP voter, I voted for Lamar Jackson to win MVP. Lamar Jackson is an absolute freakazoid on the football field, but I don't think Lamar has to leave Baltimore. The guy who had it good and wanted it better made it worse. Leaving Baltimore would just be trying to go make it better, and ultimately it would be worse. Find another organization that has been as quality over the years in Baltimore. And if I'm being honest, Baltimore abandoned their identity for Lamar Jackson. What in the hell do I mean by that? Baltimore's identity over the course of years was defense, defense, defense. We're drafting Terrell Suggs. We're drafting Courtney Upshaws. We're drafting Ray Lewis's. We're drafting Ed Reeds. We're drafting Haloti Ngata's. Like, we're building the defense. Then Lamar gets there, and all of a sudden, we drafting all these offensive players? Wait a second. We're drafting Rashad Bateman? We're drafting Zay Flowers. We're drafting all these offensive players. They didn't do that. They would acquire offensive players through free agency. The Anquan Boldens of the world, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So, like, they're not drafting offensive players. They changed their identity for Lamar Jackson. I think Baltimore has done everything they could.
I actually enjoy the conversation whenever we start talking about Lamar in these playoff situations because unlike a Josh Allen in the playoffs, he has been part of the reason why they're losing these games. And look, yes, I understand there's unfortunate circumstances, right? Zay Flowers ends up fumbling the ball into the end zone. You have a drop pass by Mark Andrews. Yes, it's unfortunate, but also you wouldn't be in those positions if you weren't turning the ball over. And when you look on the flip side, whenever he's losing those games, the quarterback on the other side is doing what? Protecting the football. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, I'm sorry, they've shown come playoff time, bro, they're not making mistakes. They're not like they're just, especially on the AFC side of the bracket. Yeah. Buddy, you better come ready to have a damn near perfect game to beat them.
And remember, when the Chiefs had home field advantage, gonna nerd out for a moment on y'all. When the Chiefs had home field advantage against the Chiefs had a terrible offense.
The Ravens.
It was Ravens. Yeah. When the Ravens had home field advantage against the Chiefs, the Ravens had a legitimate defense. You remember Chiefs get the ball, march down the field opening possession, 7 skunk. Chiefs get the ball, march down the field, second possession, 14-3 or 14-7 against that vaunted Ravens defense because Mahomes elevated his game. Go look at the first touchdown pass of that game. It was Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce on a back kneecap catch. Not back shoulder. It was a back kneecap against All-Pro Kyle Hamilton. Because Mahomes said it's time to elevate, I'm going to elevate. What I need is for Lamar to do the same thing. I need for Lamar to get even better. Or just stay the same.
Yeah. Or just stay the same. Like, I'm sorry, he's been one of the best quarterbacks at protecting the ball over the last year, unless he's playing the Chiefs. Or unless he's playing the Bills. Like you got to protect the ball in these situations. It's tough for Lamar. I'm not ready to count him out at all. I think this season looks terrible given what we expect from them, but I think he's too special of a player to not leave this era with a Super Bowl.
Don't count him out, but can you count statistics in? No player outside of Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl with the franchise that drafted them if they didn't win a Super Bowl in the first 9 years.
Yeah.
Like, no player.
Can I be honest? He's this generation's Peyton Manning.
That's kind.
Pat, come on now.
The reason that's kind is Manning went to 4 Super Bowls. 1, 2. Yeah. 2 different franchises.
He made his first in what? Kind. He made his first in what?
I think 06?
It was 06 against the Bears. And he ended up losing it, right? Oh, no, they won that one. Sorry. They ended up winning that one. But then you ended up making it later against the They go
to the Saints.
Against the Saints.
They lose to the Saints.
Yeah, they lose to the Saints.
Yes.
This is my thing. He's been to an AFC championship. He's had, defense not really step up as much, but I think those playoff losses have been because they turned the ball over, whether it's him or other people.
But correct me if I'm wrong, Lamar's never won more than 1 playoff game at a time.
No.
And now you want him to go win 3? Let's be honest,
the narrative about he is as talented, if not more, than Peyton Manning was for that quarterback position. Peyton Manning was going out there winning MVPs. He would go to the playoffs, and what would he do? He'd sell. He'd lose. I think he's this era's Peyton Manning. I really do.
I just think that's so kind when Peyton Manning went to 4.
He has more time to get to 4, though.
He does, but what has he done that leads you to believe he's going to get to 4, let alone 1? You know this, bro.
I refuse to think he's more Dak Prescott than he is Peyton Manning. Dak Prescott plays at an unbelievable regular season level, MVP conversation type guy, makes it to the playoffs, maybe 1 win, might perform well in 1 game, and then the next game he might be awful. I refuse to think he's more that. Yeah.
You play blackjack?
Yeah.
Blackjack. Y'all play blackjack? Bet.
Yeah.
It's one thing to lose if you got a 16. and the dealer's showing a face card.
Yeah.
Bet.
I'm cool with that.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's another thing to lose when you got 20 and the dealer's showing a 6.
Yeah.
I don't mind if Lamar Jackson was losing with 16 and the Chiefs were showing the face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson lost when he had 20 and the Chiefs were showing a 7. That's the dilemma.
like
he
that
had 20.
analogy,
Yeah. Like he had home field advantage. He had a number 1 defense. He had a top 5 offense. He had 20 with home field advantage.
Yeah.
The Chiefs were showing a 7. And he let the Chiefs flip around.
5-card spread to get to 21. Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that's my truly only thing is like Lamar and the Ravens have had advantage and lost. Lose a disadvantage, it happens. You had advantage and lost. That's my only
I hear
fear.
you. I hear you. I get where you're coming in.
We got some super chat.
Oh, we got some super chat.
Super chat in the building. Okay, so Travion did finally decide to. Travion spoke up. He said, at this point, Lamar just has to show me. I can't give him the benefit of the doubt any longer. Still talented enough, but my faith is gone. Travion, appreciate that. Jack Ballard also said, behind the scenes question, how much do you guys as content creators consume other sports media content?
Ooh,
that's
really
a good
good
question.
That's Jack?
That's
good
Jack.
one.
That was a $20 super chat. That's a good question,
Jack. That's a great question. I'm going to answer you real quick, Jack. I try not to consume a lot of content because I want to make sure that my content's original. And so me personally, it's weird. But like even when I'm creating shows, when I'm creating other shows, like for example, people are like, oh, Acho, what you doing is trying to be like Nightcap. The set might look the same. I intentionally didn't look at Club Shay Shay and I didn't look at Nightcap to make sure that this doesn't look like that.
Yeah, right.
And if this does look like that, then it just happened to look like that.
Yep.
But like somebody's like, yo, this almost looks like Club Shay. I said, no, don't send it to me. Don't send it to me. Because I want to make sure whatever we do
is original.
Yeah.
So like I personally try not to consume. That's just me.
Yeah, me. All I do is consume sports content. I think it's fun. So look, one, I love sports. If you talk to me, I'm an encyclopedia of whatever. I can tell you who the Tour de France champion was. I'd also tell you who the Super Motocross champion was. I love sports, so I'm always consuming sports media content, and I think it's an awesome craft. I also take like things that people use in one way and then use it in another. I think it's fun. Like I grew up a fan of Stephen A. Smith, Stuart Scott, grew up on that. So I feel like I'm always consuming sports media content. And that's, it's my passion. So I enjoy
That's a good super chat.
That was a great
That was
super
a good
chat.
super-
That was a
good
great
super chat. There we go.
Jack Ballard, we appreciate
Let's go.
And that's a repeat super chatter. Yeah.
about.
We appreciate you, Jack. Appreciate you. That was great.
All right, moving forward, we got to talk about another team in the AFC North. The Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
Looks like they are going to be moving on from Joe Poo-Poo Flacco.
Shador starting?
No, absolutely not. It is Dylan Gabriel, who looks like he's set to get his first start this week for the Browns. Did the Browns make the right decision benching Joe Flacco?
They probably waited too long, if we're being honest. I'm glad the Browns finally did make the decision to bench Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco's obviously not the future of the Browns. And if he's the president of the Browns, the present sucks. I don't want that present. That's a curse, not a present. It's not a gift. So I think they made the right decision moving on. I just think they should have moved on sooner. I'm just wondering how this whole Browns thing is going to go and how the hell it's going to end. That's really what I'm wondering because everybody outside of Dylan Gabriel's family and a couple of coaches in Cleveland is waiting for Gabriel to suck so he can get benched so Shador can go in.
Yeah.
If we're just being honest. So, like, Dylan Gabriel is going into probably one of the most toxic quarterback situations in the modern era, and it's not his fault. You know, it's society's fault. We've built up this thing, but what you think?
It's well overdue that Dylan Gabriel gets the start. If you were going to take him, what was it, third round?
Yep.
You should have been playing him already. Joe Flacco's terrible. I think he's looked terrible. He hasn't played to a level in which I think you should be keeping your job as an NFL starting quarterback. Regardless of how you feel about their quarterback situation, he should not be starting. It's time to try someone new. I'm all for Dylan Gabriel getting his start and getting his chance to go prove that he can be the starting quarterback. And this kind of leads to my point about the Shador. I know Shador is going to be brought up a lot. Shador, if it's not working with Dylan Gabriel, I would like to see Shador get a shot before they maybe try Joe Flacco again. That's where I'm at.
What would it mean if you bench Gabriel? Well, here's the other thing. Gabriel has to have a relatively long leash because he's a third-round pick. And rookie quarterbacks have long leashes. Rookie quarterbacks aren't supposed to go in and dominate right away, right?
How often do you take two rookie quarterbacks, though?
That close in proximity, not often.
Okay.
I remember Robert Griffin first round, Kirk Cousins fourth round, Trey Lance first round, Brock Purdy seventh round.
Yeah.
But you usually don't go like third, fifth. That's just kind of dumb.
I think it's a interesting situation now because you have both of those. I want to see what Dylan Gabriel can do. I'm not the biggest believer in Dylan Gabriel as a pro quarterback. I think he was an amazing college quarterback. But in the pros, I mean, he could surprise me. I never thought Brock Purdy was going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. But moving forward, I do think his leash is not going to be as long as people think.
But here's the
because
problem.
you have another guy there that everyone's going to be clamoring.
But here's the dilemma. If you bench Gabriel, you have to bench Gabriel. What I mean by that is this. I played special teams in the league. And usually on special teams, especially if you're the wing, you cut somebody. You go at their kneecaps and you take them out. My coach would always tell me this. Acho, if you're going to cut the guy, cut the guy. Meaning, don't try to cut him and miss. If you're going to take his legs out, you better take his legs out.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bench Dylan Gabriel, he has to be benched for good.
Yeah.
You can't bench Dylan Gabriel after 2 weeks. Start Shador. Then Shador struggles against the Steelers defense, or he struggles against a Ravens defense that's hungry, and then you bench Shador, and then you start Gabriel again, and then Gabriel struggles for 2 weeks. And then if you have to give Gabriel enough of a leash to know he sucks, but rookies you don't know they suck really ever their rookie season, if we're just being honest. Yeah. And Gabriel, you can't know he sucks until at quickest 6, 7, 8 games. You know what I mean?
So if you're the head coach, what is that leash? Is it 5 weeks? Is it 6 weeks? Is it the duration of the season? What is Gabriel's leash if you're calling the shots?
It's probably 7 weeks. It's
6, 7.
6, 7. 6, 7.
6, 7. Look, what organization is this?
The Browns.
Yeah, where did you get drafted to?
The Browns.
How many starting quarterbacks have the Cleveland Browns had since you got drafted?
Lord have mercy.
You can't. Probably
20
15 to 20.
You might not have enough hands in the speakeasy to
count.
Like,
Correct.
That mug is a revolving door until they find someone. And in my honest opinion, you got to earn the right to stay on the field. If DG goes out there and balls, I'm so happy for DG. He's awesome, great. You did what you were supposed to do for that team.
What does balling look like in Cleveland? Think about it. Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick, who we know is better than Dylan Gabriel, and we assume was better than Shador. He looks terrible. Jackson Dart, they won, but Jackson Dart looked great running. Yeah. Shout out to him looking good running. Caleb Williams is still yet to look consistently good. Bo Nix is still yet to look consistently good. Yeah. Michael Penix just got benched 2 games ago.
Can I be honest? I think balling out looks like what you saw Jameis do last year when he was playing in that snow.
He was 1-4.
He still looked better at the quarterback position than anything they've had since then. It might be the memes that are getting to me, but also at the same time, it's the Browns, man. Yeah. They're ass. They stink, bro. I don't know what to say. Wherever Browns quarterback conversations, if he goes out there and he stinks, sorry, you have to try something new. You got to be able to find something else.
Okay.
This is an organization that I watched go from Josh McCown to Colt McCoy to Brandon Whedon to Deshaun Watson to it's a revolving door. It's the Browns quarterback position. They are perpetually ass.
Yeah. And you know what other organization we've seen do this at the QB position is the Colts. They quarterback, is it AR? Is it you know? I mean, they've tried and tried and tried. You know, you're not going to go anywhere in the in the playoffs. You're not going to make the playoffs. You're not going to go. Why not try 2-3 weeks here, 2-3? Is the possibility of inconsistent play and throwing guys out of their rhythm not worth trying to find a fit for next year or for a long-term solution?
I don't know. You better get married in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Wow.
What you don't do is after one argument say I'm good. What you don't do is after 2 or 3 arguments say I'm good.
Right.
You say, I'm going to try to stick it out. Now, if after a month or 2 or 3 months of arguments, it ain't working, that's something.
We got to reevaluate.
We got to reevaluate things. Yeah. But the dilemma with me is if you quit Gabriel after 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, you got to, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
He's a rookie. You got to give him a longer leash.
Because here's the other thing. You're going to have to do the same thing to Shador. But if you give Gabriel 3 weeks, you gonna give what, Shador 3 weeks?
I'll put it this way though. Acho, do you draft what you believe to be your future franchise quarterback in the 3rd or 5th round?
No.
Do you draft what you believe to be your future franchise quarterback in the 3rd or 5th round and then go out and get a 40-year-old veteran and ask him to start? You don't believe you have one on the roster.
Correct.
So why not? I don't think they believe in him. If this was a situation where Cam Ward, he's going to get a leash the entire season. He can play terrible the entire season. He might get benched later to clear up his head or whatever it is, but he can play terrible the entire season. They're still gonna be like, oh, maybe we believe in him later on.
I got a question for y'all. I need you to look something up. I don't know if y'all saw this today. Look up Shador Sanders working out today. See if you can see that. ESPN Cleveland dropped it. Shador Sanders working out. It was weird to me. We got a super chat?
We got a couple super
Go
chats.
ahead, go ahead.
We got a couple
Let's
super
trade
chats.
Cook. Let's trade Cook.
So, well, first, I put a poll in the chat that said, do y'all think Lamar will win a Super Bowl before he retires? Only 51% said yes. So the chat is pretty split on that.
Yeah.
Chris Johnson sent a $20 super chat and said, if Dylan Gabriel struggles in the first half against the Vikings' tough defense, the immediate conversation will be about replacing him with Shedeur Sanders in the second half.
Correct. And that's problematic.
Yeah, it is. Because you can't have that type
rookie
of turnover that
quarterback
quick.
going up against one of the most brilliant defensive coordinators in all of football, who makes the best of quarterbacks look remedial, and you want Dylan Gabriel to go succeed, and if he doesn't, we're going to be clamoring for Shedeur. That's so toxic and problematic.
It is definitely, John Rambo also said, love to see you and Shady back. As a Green Bay fan, are you getting James as a guest on the show? More football questions. Is Perk Rogers back? That's
I texted
crazy.
James Jones today.
Perk Rogers is crazy.
I texted James Jones today. Look for him a lot in the month of October. He will be back for sure. That's my dog. I called him this morning. I texted him today. With that being said, I want to show y'all a clip of Shedeur Sanders working out today, and notice specifically where he's working out. We got it?
Yeah, we got it right here.
Disregard the music.
Yeah.
Would you like me to be smaller?
It's weird to me, and you can let him see the caption. Let him see the caption.
Okay.
Assuming this is accurate, remove the clip. It's weird to me. Why is he not working out at the Browns facility? I hate overanalyzing everything, but sometimes when things are weird, they're just weird. If you're working out on your off day and you're on the roster, why are you not working out at the facility? I don't know that I've ever seen a player active in season on an off day working out of the facility. Now, this is a clip I saw on social media, tweeted out by ESPN Cleveland, so I think there is legitimacy to it, but maybe it was from 4 months ago. But again, it's tweeted out by ESPN Cleveland. I think there's legitimacy to it. But these are the things that are just weird to me. I saw it and I said, you're being paid by the Cleveland Browns. They're a multi-billion-dollar organization with a multi-million-dollar facility. You have teammates that are multi-million-dollar athletes. Why aren't you working out at the facility? Why aren't you working out with your QB coach? Why aren't you working out with the receiver coach? Again, I hate to overanalyze and oversynthesize. Obviously, I'm an analyst. I get paid to analyze information, but you got an eyebrow raise. Is that not weird to you?
I think, are they back in Cleveland? Are we not acting like it's been weird, though? Do we remember seeing the rep splits during camp? I don't know if... Are the Browns allowing him to work out at that facility?
Of course, I can say that.
Yeah, I know Daryl, his coach. I know him. He's a cool dude. I don't know. Are they allowing him to go actually work out with him at the facility?
1,000%. During the week, you work out at the facility. I worked out on my off day all the time. Now, I didn't go do linebacker drills on my off day because I was trying to recover, but I played special teams.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. Is he welcome to work out at the facility?
Well, the other question is he welcome internally, not externally? Yeah. Externally, of course, you're welcome. But when you go some places and you personally don't feel welcomed, it's not that they didn't welcome you. It's just that you personally don't feel welcome. But it was just weird to me. You're a quarterback on the roster. There's a multi-million-dollar facility. Where was Jerry Jeudy? If you're going to throw, where's David Njoku? Shout out to Shedeur for getting extra work in. With all due respect, shout out to him for getting extra work in. But there's just so much weird stuff going on in Cleveland, bro.
Yeah, when has there not been weird stuff going on in Cleveland? If we're being honest, it's the Cleveland Browns organization. They are the worst run professional sports organization I have seen in my lifetime.
That's hyperbole.
Is that hyperbole?
I'm going to address that. Go ahead.
Is that
I
hyperbole?
was just going to say, it goes back to what you said yesterday about, is there just something going on that we do not know?
Yeah.
This would lend itself to there potentially being something that we just don't know.
Correct.
And speculating, we can do that. But at minimal, it's weird.
It's weird.
I'm sorry.
Odd.
Yeah, I completely agree. Outside of baseball and maybe the Oakland A's, now the Athletics, because they don't have a team, I have not seen a professional sports team run as poorly. Detroit Lions were terrible in my childhood. They went 0-16. Now they look good. Now I've never seen the Browns have a realistic turnaround. You had one year with Baker, and then next thing you know, done. You have a great defense. You have a generational talent on the defensive side of the ball, and you still can't win with them. They made
the playoffs twice in 4 years.
You paid.
Paying Deshaun Watson was smart. Paying Deshaun Watson at the time was the smartest thing the Cleveland Browns could have done. I will argue that to the death. I will argue with you in the speakeasy all day and night. That's the smartest thing you could have done. If you believe here's what Social Trade just said. Social Trade just said you don't draft. Care Bear just said you don't draft a quarterback in the 3rd or 5th round to be your franchise quarterback.
Right.
No, it's dumb. What do? You go out and you acquire one of the best young quarterbacks in all of football. That's what you do when you're trying to win. Now, did it work? No. But what's the alternative? You could do what the Cowboys have done up until prior to this year when you could say Dak looks excellent, which is, hey, we have a good quarterback, not an elite quarterback. Let's just trust him. You could do what so many organizations do with good quarterbacks and not elite quarterbacks and say, let's just trust them. I will never fault the Browns for taking a big swing. They missed. So be it. But they swung.
Acho, you just talked about Justin Tucker and Tyreek Hill may be struggling with things off the field, and it's severely impacting their on-field.
They didn't know at the time. They did not know at not the extent. They did not know at the time. We got to go back and look at the dates.
Okay, I have to go back and look at the dates.
Go back and look at the dates. They did not know the extent.
But to do that, to have those types of things happening, and for it to not work out as badly as it did,
here's the
it's some very Cleveland Brown stuff. Is it not?
It is. That's true.
You're sympathetic because they drafted your ass. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Got a soft spot.
But here's the other thing, and I'm going to leave it. Here's the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to leave it. If you're the Browns, you're not acquiring any quarterback in free agency. Because nobody quarterback wants to go to Cleveland.
Yeah, no.
You're also, and you rarely ever see quarterbacks hit free agency.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do if you want to get a quarterback? You have to overpay. If you know that the woman's out your league, you better take her to the finest restaurants.
No boo.
You better bread her up, and you better make sure that engagement ring goes crazy.
Yeah.
At least 3
$80K minimum.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Because if she's out your league, you have to overspend to overcompensate to make sure that you can reel her in.
I hear
So
you.
the reason I can't fault the Browns is they didn't want to try to swing and miss on another drafted quarterback. They've done that way too many times, from Johnny Manziel to Brandon Whedon to their number 1 overall pick back in 2000 to Tim Couch. They've swung so many times and missed. They didn't have another choice, Kieran. That's all I'm saying is they didn't have another choice.
They dealing with the same issues LeBron did when he was in Cleveland and gets killed for it. Ain't nobody trying to come to Cleveland.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
Joakim Noah say? Who's going on vacation to Cleveland?
Correct.
It's
Like,
not
nobody
a
wants to go to
destination.
Cleveland.
Not a destination.
Yeah,
Philip
it's
Arnold
not
did give a
destination.
super chat before y'all move on real quick. He said, I think it's going to take Gabriel to get hurt before they let Sanders in, just so the Browns don't look dumb. They want to ice Sanders.
I won't argue
Interesting
with it.
take.
I'm not here to argue with that
Interesting
one
take.
either.
I won't argue with that at all.
All right, we got to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Kevin Tulo had immediate availability. Everyone's been waiting to talk about this guy right here. Okay. AJ, on AJ Brown, he said, AJ and I have a great relationship throughout the years. We spent a lot of time together, great communication. We have had no problems. I know where his heart is. He wants to do anything to help us. As far as I'm concerned, we're in a good spot. More coach speak from the Eagles. The question for you, Acho, is, are they downplaying this AJ Brown drama? Because him and Sirianni sound the exact same while talking about this issue.
Absolutely downplaying it. How can you be in a good spot with the player who's within the last year has put out his read books on the sidelines, has said in the locker room one word as far as passing is the issue, and then it puts out those tweets after the game. And also, I'll believe the Eagles and A.J. Brown are in a good spot when A.J. Brown tells me.
Facts.
That's when I'll believe
Facts.
him. I don't want to hear Sirianni tell me. I don't want to hear the offensive coordinator tell me. When A.J. Brown says himself that everything is good, I'll believe it. Furthermore, when I see Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown hanging out off the field, I'll believe it. Not on. We do the show in here, but last weekend, me and Social Trade was kicking it.
Yeah, facts.
Watching the game,
Yep.
we was kicking it.
Yeah.
Me and Kieran, we done kicked it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, kicking it at work is a mandate. Don't show me Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown celebrating on the field during the game and say, see, they're boys. It's a mandate to hang out at work. It's non-mandated to hang out off work. When I start to see Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown hang out off the field, that's when I'll say, oh, you know what? Now everybody's good.
Yep.
Now everybody's cool. Because I don't want to kick up dust, but F it, I'm kicking it up. A.J. Brown got engaged this offseason. Your close friends are going to your wedding, I assume.
Oh, for sure. They're in my wedding.
They're in your wedding.
Yeah.
Your close friends were probably, I don't know, at your engagement party, celebration,
Yep,
after
all
all
of
thing.
that. Yep.
Was Jalen Hurts in the pictures at A.J. Brown's engagement? Jalen Hurts, I think, got married this offseason. I saw him and Brandon Graham. I didn't see A.J. Brown. Now, your close friends, if you get married, will probably be at your
Yeah, they definitely
wedding,
be there.
right?
Yeah.
Cutting it up.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. I remember when I think it was either Carson Wentz or so got married, and like I remember seeing Eagles players there. Remember the Zach Ertzes and the Trey Burtons and that.
Yeah.
Again, like we have to be smart. Brandon Graham already told us there were issues, and Eagles fans cussed BG out. And then y'all made BG backstep it. He already told us they were issues. He told us they were cool, and they stopped kicking it. And we're clamoring to post-touchdown celebrations when everybody's in euphoria and saying, oh, look, they're friends. Have y'all seen A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts hang out off the field? When I was in Philly, I would go to Nick Foles' house, and I would kick it with him and his wife, Tori. Matt Barkley was a backup quarterback. I'd kick it with him and his wife, Brittany. They live right out there by the Sugar House in a top 4 plant house. We kicked it.
Yeah.
That's what you do with your friends.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
Nick Foles and Zach Ertz used to kick it. I told y'all I was jealous. They would kick it. Nick Foles threw Zach Ertz a game-winning touchdown pass in the first Super Bowl the Eagles ever won. So when I see Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown start to kick it, that's when I'll say it's all good.
Yeah, I think it's easy whenever we look at Coach speak to say that, it's easy for these guys to just downplay everything.
Yeah.
There's, because what are you supposed to say?
Right.
What are you supposed to say? Acho?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you. My wide receiver one freaking hates my quarterback. I get it. But it doesn't seem like the relationship is the best. Whenever he's tweeting, the enemy wears a knife, the enemy shows up at night and he has a knife or something like that. It's drama. It's more drama than it needs to be.
They might be good enough to where their relationship doesn't have to be the best. Because last year their relationship wasn't the best and they still won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there are worlds where business is strictly financial.
Shaq and Kobe.
Straight up.
Great example.
You know what I mean?
Now, we didn't even, unless you were in the know, you didn't even know Shaq and Kobe were beefing like that.
But here's what we do know. We do know that Chauncey Billups, the Pistons that dismantled the Lakers and the biggest upset based upon margins in NBA Finals history based upon Vegas, we do know that Chauncey Billups said, we knew Shaq and Kobe had beef. Chauncey Billups, point guard for the Detroit Pistons, captain at the time. We knew Shaq and Kobe had beef. He said, we knew that Shaq had 3 NBA Finals MVPs and Kobe was going to want one. So all we had to do was double Kobe. Kobe was going to shoot regardless, put Kobe in compromising situations, knowing he was going to force it because he wanted something that Shaq had, and that was our game plan for winning. I'm not making this up, just YouTube it. Look at what Chauncey Billups said.
Yeah.
So, we also know that tension led to a demise of a Lakers dynasty that could have lasted for at least a decade.
Yeah, and you're seeing the same sort of thing with A.J. Brown. He's getting doubles thrown at him.
Yeah.
You know he's playing the antics on the sideline. He wants the ball. He is wide receiver one. He's shown that he's a great receiver. Double him. Knowing that he's still going to want the ball, he's going to complain about it. It's going to sow tension, and now...
And crazy enough, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Hurts started forcing it into A.J. Brown. I went back and watched the sideline view, the end zone 2 view, and the coach's view. Jalen Hurts started forcing it into A.J. Brown. Jalen was near throwing picks trying to get it to A.J. Brown. Exactly right. Them here damn pass.
The here dams.
But Jalen is like, look, I'm not finna throw no picks for you. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. I'm not finna throw no picks for you, AJ. So if I have to not throw it to you as opposed to throwing a 50-50 ball and now I throw a pick, nah, G. I'm not throwing no picks for you. I think Jalen Hurts has the longest streak in the NFL right now without throwing an interception.
Yeah,
longest streak of passes attempted without throwing a pick.
Yeah, it's like over
240
It's like 241 plus passes.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Yep. So it's the last thing the Eagles fans are holding on to for this top 5 conversation. He don't turn the ball over and we win. Right. Okay. But I mean, I hear you. It is what it is. Eagles, though, best team in football.
Yeah.
It's hilarious that we have these conversations, though, about a team as talented as they are. You do have to be. This just shows you how crazy the NFL is and how serious that money that they're making is. You got to be able to feed the guys.
You know what else is interesting, though? When people say, somebody once told me, like, Acho, that's just a first world problem. I was complaining about something in life. Acho, that's a first world problem, or that's a millionaire problem. I said, but a first world problem is still a problem. Yeah. This is a luxury problem.
Yeah.
The Eagles have luxury problems. This is we have too many stars. With too many stars comes a whole lot of needs for all those stars. Yeah. But it's still a problem. The Browns have the problem of a dearth of talent. They don't have enough stars. Right. The Browns ain't got enough players. So they ain't got nobody complaining for the ball because there's more balls than you got talented players. Pause that. So, but this is a dearth problem. The Eagles have first world problems, but a first world problem is still a problem.
I hear you. Speaking of a team with a lot of problems, let's move on to talk about the New York Jets. Ugh. Sitting at 0-4 after some close losses. It was looking promising after a week 1 loss, but moral victories are just moral victories. Yeah. They're not actual victories. Breece Hall had some words for the media. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this.
What did you think of the game? That's more important.
Just a tale of 3 out of our 4 losses. Teams will shoot ourselves in the foot, then we come back and shoot ourselves in the head. So,
how do we feel about that quote right there?
Not only
Because I mean, man, that's a quote. That's a quote. How disappointing have these Jets been?
Utterly, severely, fervently, passionately. I mean, just. But it's our fault. Because you said something I didn't even think about until this point.
Yeah.
You said we got excited after a loss. You know how scarce of talent and how scarce of happiness the Jets have had, that after a week 1 loss to an average roster Steelers team, we said the Jets might be back. Like, the Jets didn't win.
Yeah.
The Jets lost, and we got excited. So I think we're so used to scraps that we got excited about crumbs. And that's what happened with the Jets. Like, if all you eat all day is scraps, crumbs? I'll eat them. I'll eat some crumbs. That's what happened, bro. I mean, it's bad.
Nah, they're in such a weird position, right? I feel like Justin Fields, it's up and down week to week. It really, like last, I feel like in this past game, statistically it looked nice, but you saw, okay, wow, this could look really, really good. And then also on the flip side, wow, this could look really, really bad. The Jets are they're the Jets, man. Outside of the Browns, they might be the other worst run organization that I've seen. And they made it to 2 AFC championships, like with Mark Sanchez back in the day. But they're a team that needs to be built with defense. Yeah. They need the same sort of stability. Their division doesn't make it any easier because they've had Tom Brady back to them into Josh Allen now. It's hard to believe in them, and it's hard to like have things look up. Aaron Glenn, I believe in him as a head coach.
Why?
But right now,
because he black?
I believe in Aaron Glenn. He had the right answers. I would say that. I mean, early on in a head coach's tenure, I'm looking to see how does he handle it, right? He's not used to this type of start. Dan Campbell went to Detroit. What did he start? 0-8? Mm-hmm. Like, you have to make a culture change before you can make a real change, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a bar.
I think the Jets right now, culturally, they're going to get tired of losing games like this. To me, whenever you have that close game to the Steelers, when we were watching those Detroit Lions that Aaron Glenn was a part of, right? Early on when they were losing games, how were they losing those? Oh, we're so close.
They were fighting.
Oh, my God, we were fighting so close. I see fighting this Jets team. I don't see them laying down. It's tough. They're making mistakes at the end of the game, and they're learning how to win games. Talent-wise, though,
they don't have it.
They don't have it.
They don't have it.
They don't have it talent-wise. They just don't.
Period. I'm with you. I want to have confidence in Aaron Glenn. I don't know exactly why I should. I want to have confidence in Justin Fields. I don't know exactly why I should. I want to have confidence in the Jets defense. Again, I don't know exactly why I should. I just look at like the data. I look at the tape. I look at the games. Yeah. There's no reason to believe in the Jets outside of we like Justin Fields. He's a good dude. We like Aaron Glenn. He's a good dude. But there's no legitimate reason to say, they're going to be good.
I look at 0-4 teams, though, and I'm like, man, I feel much better about them than I do the Titans. I feel like they can compete for some wins. I would say they might be a 6-win team.
But they lost to a 0-3 Dolphins team. The Dolphins are not good, and Tyreek Hill went out with a devastating injury. And you lost to that Dolphins team. Like, you couldn't beat the Dolphins. Dolphins aren't good. So, like...
Dolphins are really bad.
You know what I mean? Like, the Dolphins aren't great. So I don't know, bro. I'm going to leave it at that. But, like...
we can definitely leave the Jets conversation. I don't want to watch them play football anymore. For sure. For sure done watching them. All right. Well, it's time to talk about probably what has been the most controversial thing.
Let's get to it.
In the sports world today.
Yeah.
Minnesota Lynx star Nafisa Collier went out and I mean, ripped the WNBA commissioner a new one. It was unbelievable. One of the craziest exit interviews
this was wild.
we have ever seen.
This was truly wild.
This was insane. We got audio right here. We're going to take a listen.
Lock in.
Yeah, let's lock in.
Because this was wild.
This is pretty wild. See right here. See if we get audio here. 1 second.
Hold on.
We're going to hold on. But yeah, because you guys need to hear this. Essentially, she went right at WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert just about everything going on right now in the league. And you know, how do I say? She lit her ass up. She really lit her ass up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we'll see if we get the video working for you guys real quick.
Well, in the meantime, we do have a $20 super chat.
Let's go!
So, we got another super chat, and this one is from La Dominica Republicana. Eagles all day said hello. We are watching the show from Dominican Republic. Send a $20 super chat. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. We appreciate it. Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto.
That's what they say out there. Que lo que?
Que lo que?
Que lo que?
Que lo que?
Hey, shout out to Dominican Republic. I will always say Babe Ruth faced 0 Dominicans in his career, which is why he will never be the greatest of all time to me.
Rome, do we got audio?
Let's see if we got.
Try it. Let's try
here
it.
we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at this video from Nafisa Collier, lighting up the WNBA. The front. I mean, everybody. We still, it's.
We'll try to.
Still not, we're still trying to figure this.
We
one
will
out
try
real
to
quick.
figure this out.
Yeah,
In the meantime,
let's see if I can find it.
All she said was that she's not doing enough for Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
She said she's not doing enough for the W. She said that this woman is a poor representation of leadership. She said that this woman really don't know nothing about what she's doing. And I don't want to sound off until y'all hear the clip, because the clip really go crazy. What's the chat talking about? What's the chat talk? Like, let me see what the chat talking about. Let's talk to y'all, because I need y'all to hear this clip, because the clip actually goes nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chat really not saying too much about the W yet. They're talking about James Jones. We know y'all love James. Like, we know. They're talking about Drake May. They're talking about as long as Josh Allen is a QB, like the Bills are good. They're going to dominate the division. While
we're waiting for the video, we do have some quotes here from her. She said during this presser, we have the best players in the world, we have the best fans in the world, but we have the worst leadership in the world. She then proceeded to bring up the fact that the WNBA commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, whenever she brought forward concerns about officiating, she completely downplayed them and said, oh, only the losers worry about officiating. She also brought up the fact that Caitlin Clark, stars like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, are on the lower scale of pay in terms of like what their rookie contracts were. They're on the lower scale of pay around the league. She asked, why is that the case? And WNBA commissioner Cathy Engelbert essentially alluded to, Nafisa Collier says, the WNBA commissioner essentially said, she should be lucky she's making $16 million off of the court because of the platform that the WNBA gave her. So, I mean, looking at that right there, how do we feel about, one, what Nafisa Collier was saying, and then also, two, how does this look on the WNBA leadership?
Cathy Engelbert has completely ruined a budding sensation in the WNBA. And everything I've heard is from people that I've talked to that are close with the W. And they suggested this. If you are a leader of an organization, how are you not close with the stars of the organization? And the dilemma right now in the WNBA is that the star players, the Asias, the Stewies, the Sabrinas, the Caitlin Clarks, they don't have a good enough relationship with the leader. The Nafisas, they don't have a good enough relationship with Cathy Engelbert. She came in and she wants all the credit for everything, but there's not enough communication between the leader and between the players. And now you got to revolt. Now everybody in the W is like, hold on, we want you up out of there. But I think the best thing I heard is, how can you negotiate if you don't communicate? And the dilemma is there's not even a negotiation, a quality negotiation right now between the players and between the W, because there's not quality communication right now between the players and between the executives for the W. I got Roger Goodell's number right now. If I text Roger Goodell, he gonna hit me back. And I was a backup in the NFL for 4 years. But Roger Goodell, the leader commissioner of the NFL, he knows how to communicate with the workforce. So if Roger Goodell, running the NFL in that multi-billion-dollar organization, knows how to communicate with his workforce, how the hell does Cathy Engelbert not know how to communicate with her workforce? And right now, I think the damage is beyond repair. The only thing that I do not like is, don't go taking a private, off-the-record conversation and now make it a public conversation.
Yeah.
Like, psychology and psychologists have already told us, and will tell us if you look it up, our memory's fleeting. So Nafisa went up there and she quoted what Cathy Engelbert said, but Cathy Engelbert wasn't at the podium to refute any of it. She went up there and she said, Cathy Engelbert told me Caitlin Clark should be happy that she's playing in the W. She should thank her lucky stars that we gave her this platform.
Yeah.
But did she actually say that? Like, did she actually say she should thank her lucky stars we gave her this platform? I just don't like, if me and you have a private conversation, let me not come on Speakeasy and come to everybody watching and say, man, Care Bear said this. That was a private, off-the-record conversation that I'm now going to bring public and act like I'm directly quoting. So that's my tension.
Yeah, we have, I believe we have a video now. We're going to see if this one works, But essentially, we can get a video of what she was saying about Cathy Engelbert.
Rome, y'all put us up. Let the world see.
See if we've got it going on. Okay. Yep. Nope.
Okay. So we just got audio issues.
We'll be off on the videos, but I think my my outlook on this is you do have probably the best you have the best crop of young talent of any professional sports league right now. Mm-hmm. Your youngest, most promising players are also your biggest stars.
Yeah.
To have one of the stars of your league come out and essentially slam you right before you're about to have a huge, and I'm going to be honest with you, perfect timing for Fee. Mm-hmm. And I think it's honestly the perfect time to call her out. The WNBA just signed a $2.2 billion media rights deal that they're going into next season where the revenue is going to be about $200 million per year. The players deserve to get a raise because of how lucrative that media deal is, because of how much the game has changed due to everybody coming in, the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reese, the Paige Beckers, and a couple of years, the Juju Watkinses and whatnot. You can't have this type of stuff happen. And to be honest with you, if I'm Cathy Engelbert, I'm fearing for my job right now.
Oh, it's done.
It looks done. You cannot have one of the stars of your league right before the finals of your league completely go off on you. And the reaction for most WNBA players
was co-signing it.
It was co-signing it.
That's the thing.
That you cannot have that happen. And I think right now, I do agree it does look crazy to be able to quote those things, but I think she gets the benefit of the doubt given the fact that the rest of the players in the league are agreeing, saying, yeah, the officiating has been bad. Yeah, they are not listening to us whenever we're trying to voice our opinions of how physical the game is and how many injuries it's leading to, and it's not being officiated correctly, and now you're playing with my money. I think there's so many different conversations to be had. Sometimes, though, I will say, I think that the conversation with the Caitlin and whatnot, it was an interesting one. I think it was an interesting take about them being...
Elaborate.
Yes, of course, the players that put the most butts in seat, they're usually the biggest stars in the game and whatnot, right? They're probably the most popular amongst the fans, but they're also the most popular because of how great they are on the court, right? Right now, is that totally the case? A'ja Wilson I'm just being honest. A'ja Wilson is amazing. She's incredible. She's one of the greatest players of all time, no doubt. She doesn't put butts in the seats as much as a Caitlin Clark does, and I still think she deserves more money than Caitlin Clark does in her contract. Why? Because she's a multiple-time MVP. Because she's one of the best in the league. Her payment from the league should be reflective of that. Now, I think it's a situation where Caitlin Clark, Paige, you can't start paying people coming into the league more than you do the vets. More than you do the rookie contract. Do you pay that would be the only sport that does that.
Rome, yell at us when y'all are ready to play the first clip.
Okay.
Yell at us when y'all ready to play the first clip. All right, y'all run the first clip. Y'all need us to pull it up
every night. Coaches, both winning and losing, pointed out every night in pregame and postgame media. Yet leadership just issues fines and looks the other way. They ignore the issues that everyone inside the game is begging to be fixed. That is negligence. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Cathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us. The league believes it succeeds despite its players, not because of them. Fans see it every night.
She went in.
She did.
Now y'all heard it. She went in.
Yeah, now y'all heard it. Apologies for the audio issue.
The only thing I don't like is she responded. You're direct quoting somebody that's not there. So now you got everybody and their mama riled up when that woman can't defend herself. However, if you have the golden goose that is Caitlin Clark, and then you have Angel Reese, and then you have this rise of supreme talent and electricity in the WNBA, I do think you have to steward it better. But here's the other thing, though, Care Bear, is sometimes people have expectations that are unrealistic. What I mean by that is, how the hell was Cathy supposed to handle this? She got the W through COVID. helped the W navigated Black Lives Matter incredibly well. They navigated all the social justice issues incredibly well. How are you supposed to handle the influx of everybody and their mama wanting to come to the W?
Yeah.
Every NBA player now supporting the W. You asking somebody to handle something that doesn't necessarily know and doesn't have the infrastructure both emotionally and the W doesn't have it to support it.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, though, because you've had an unreal amount of growth. Since 2019, the WNBA has doubled their revenue. That type of growth, I mean, obviously it's going to be attributed to the Caitlins, the Angel Reeses, and whatnot, but it's also, I mean, in part going to be contributed to what Cathy Engelbert has done and whatnot. But I think whenever you have the biggest stars in the game and everybody that's the face of the league, because this is a player-run league. Basketball, it is a player-run operation. NFL, we root for the teams. Just being honest, the NFL, we're going to root for the teams. We're going to root for the players. We're going to root for the players on the field, yes, because they're attached to our team. I love Micah Parsons. Awesome. I'm not rooting for him anymore.
Yeah.
He's not a Cowboy anymore.
Yeah.
I root for the Cowboys. Sorry. Right now, I mean, I'm sorry. In the NBA, people flip every time. I'm sorry. I'm following KD. I'm a Thunder fan. Now I'm a Suns fan. Now I'm a Nets fan. Now I'm a Warriors fan. Now I'm a Rockets fan. You know what I mean? The WNBA is built in the same. It's a superstar-driven league. When your superstars are calling you out, sorry, if LeBron and not Amin Thompson, if Anthony Edwards and everybody else, all the big superstars were like, yo, Adam Silver doesn't understand how to run this organization. He's gone.
Yeah.
So to me, this spells the end for her.
And the other thing is, bro, like, whether she's in the right or she's in the wrong, the players feel like she's in the wrong.
Yeah.
So you got to go.
Yeah.
Is it no more,
You
no
gotta
less?
go.
You was going to say something, Social Trade.
I was just going to say, to answer your question, the way she should handle it is the way David Stern handled Larry Bird and Magic Johnson coming up in their prime. Imagine letting that rivalry and not putting money behind it, not putting the infrastructure, not putting the emotional investment from the fans and the players in the league around them. That's what she has in essence. She's got her Larry Bird. She's got her Magic Johnson. Fuel that. Put money into that. Don't deter it by saying only the losers care about refs and all of the other things that, you know, that Fee quoted. It's just, she has a cash cow.
Yeah.
That the WNBA has been bleeding money for years.
Yeah.
That's just the truth of it. You now have the power to change that. Don't turn your back on your moneymaker. That's how I feel about it. David Stern had his faults, but he was about the business side of it.
Well,
He never let that waver.
Caitlyn is crazy.
Let's
Let's be honest. The comment on Caitlyn is
Which
crazy.
one specifically?
I understand where she's coming from. Yes, Caitlyn Clark is able to have as big of a platform as she is because she has a league to play in. 100%, right?
Right.
Let's not act like Caitlyn Clark, if college basketball eligibility wasn't a thing, couldn't be making more playing for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Correct.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like, yes, she should be grateful that Cathy Engelbert, you should be happy that college eligibility cuts off at 4 years.
A great point.
But Caitlyn Clark's platform is wherever she chooses to play basketball.
But
it is where it is.
The difference is this. If Caitlyn Clark had to go play overseas, now, and America ain't watching, that changes things. So,
but only
that's
so much,
Cathy's
though.
argument.
Only so
Major
much.
League for Caitlyn Clark.
Candace Parker did that for years. Russia was her. She said the WNBA was a summer job. And that was the case for a lot of women for a lot of years. It would be the same for Caitlyn Clark.
But I guess what Cathy's getting at is this. Caitlyn might not have the American-based commercials if she only had international play.
Okay.
Now, to your
I
point,
see.
somebody going to make a league for Caitlyn Clark.
Yeah.
But what I hate is, though, even if Caitlyn has a league, she's still going to have players to play in that league.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, either way, Cathy done. That's what I know. Cathy.
I agree with you. Keeping it on basketball, we got to talk about the greatest of all time.
You said it.
LeBron Raymond James Sr., Akron, Ohio's own. I'm talking about my glorious king. I'm talking about 23 seasons in the National Basketball Association. I'm talking about LeBron. Oh, my goodness gracious. Lay Pookie. LeBron's camp apparently spoke to the Lakers today and said, let's be overly cautious with LeBron James. He was also on Kai Cenat's stream today and said, don't have me playing real basketball. I'm on injured reserve. He alluded to the fact that he's on IR. Let's be honest here when it comes to LeBron James. It's looking like his last year. And even more, are LeBron's Lakers a legit contender this season?
No chance.
No, wow.
I don't think the Lakers can be a legitimate contender as long as LeBron is there. And the reason I say that is your best two players, if not your best player, they have to be quality defensive players. Because of Luka Doncic, you now have to build a roster around Luka Doncic that's a quality defensive roster. But so long as Luka's on the floor and LeBron's on the floor and Austin Reeves is on the floor, you don't have enough defense in your starting lineup to actually hold or mitigate opponents from putting up points. When you look at the Thunder, SGA could go play both ways. J-Dub could play both ways. Whether you start Hartenstein, you're actually going to have an effort player that can do some things right there. But you got the Lakers, you have 3 starters at minimum. 60% of your starters don't play defense. 60% of them are defensive liabilities. And if they have to exert energy on defense, now they're not doing anything offensively. So if we're being honest, so long as LeBron and Luka are playing together, the Lakers can't be legitimate contenders because there are way too many defensive liabilities. The reason the Pacers got so far, low-key, everybody was strapping, and Hallie wasn't strapping, but he was getting steals.
Yeah.
So he could compensate for not strapping because he was going to get about 2.5, 2.6 steals a game.
Yeah.
The Lakers, on the other hand, bro, you ain't got nobody strapping. You ain't got nobody really getting steals like that. I mean, Luka just because he reaches. I just think too many defensive liabilities.
Yeah, the Pacers also had Rick Carlisle just coaching his
Correct.
out of his mind. But I'll put it this way. I think there's been a lot of, a lot of, I'm not going to say animosity between LeBron and the organization, but I think this is LeBron's swan song. I think this is his last season. I think this is his go away year. And I think at an organization like the Los Angeles Lakers, who just got a Luka Doncic, who just got a top 5 player in the NBA and a superstar and someone that's led a team to the finals in the Western Conference, and they know they can add pieces around him because they are the free agency destination in the NBA. I think they're sitting there like, man, do we want to have a send-off season for a 40-year-old LeBron? For a 41-year-old LeBron? Do we want to know that we can compete and waste one of the years of Luka Doncic's prime playing this game with LeBron? I think because he's the greatest player of all time, and I think that call might have came in from the league, hey, make it happen. I understand it might stink, but, make it happen. An organization like the Lakers doesn't do that unless they know they're going to be bad. Like with Kobe, he's a 20-year player there. They know you're going to be bad. I don't think the Lakers are in a position right now where they think, hey, we can compete for a championship with LeBron James being
That's actually
the
a really
head guy.
good point that I didn't think about. The Lakers have to know you can't win with LeBron James and Luka on the court. So, and how many years of Luka are you going to waste with LeBron? It sounds crazy to say. But, so long as
still
Luka,
good, though.
They're good. They're competitive. But, bro, the threshold, Will Smith said it, and he said it freaking brilliantly. He said, my son be getting C's. And he thinks that the difference between a C and a B is the same difference between a B and an A. And Will Smith was like, hell no. To get from a B to an A, you got to do this, and this. The reason I say that is, bro, the difference between getting from the first round to the second round and getting from the conference finals to the finals is 2 totally different things.
Yeah.
Sure, the Lakers are capable of getting to the second round, but are the Lakers capable of getting to the NBA finals? Hell no.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're capable of getting to the conference finals, but even if they get to the conference finals, getting from the conference finals to the NBA finals, not close. Dame Lillard and the Trailblazers, they got to the conference finals once. They were never close to getting to the NBA finals. The delta between them and those finals Warriors teams, night and day, bro.
Not even remotely close.
Not remotely close.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Now, it's hard for me to say that, too, though, because I do think LeBron can't play a little defense. I think if you put him at a 4, he could play a little defense on a big. He's not getting out there on the wing and guarding.
Correct.
Not switch on to Amen Thompson in the playoffs. I don't want to watch that.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Not at 40 years old. We got to talk about some more NFL action. The Rams, 2 days before. So the 49ers, 2 days before they play the Rams in LA, going to be no practice again for Brock Purdy, Jawan Jennings, and Ricky Pearsall. They are probably the most cursed team of this generation with injuries. What's going on with them?
If they can get past this game, though, remember, now they would be 3-0 in their division.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried for the Niners just yet because the Niners have already beat the Seahawks. They've already beat the Cardinals. They lost to the Jags, I get it, but they're sitting at 3-1. If you beat the Rams, now the Rams got 2 losses. Cardinals, I'm not taking them seriously. The Seahawks, maybe they'll end up competing later down the stretch, but the Niners will look up, be 3-0 in the division. Even if you lose this game, you're 3-2, but you're 2-1 in the division. You've already beat the Cardinals. You've already beat the Seahawks. So I understand the concern, but even if the Niners lose, it's not hell for them. And if they win, they're sitting beautiful. Already,
Yeah.
you've already beaten every divisional opponent once by week 5. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's their Super Bowl window is closed, and it's tough for them. I don't. I think they have one of the best play
think it's
callers.
closed?
It's for sure closed. For sure closed. Nick Bosa going down with a season-ending injury was the
But when
the
you
nail in
say
the coffin for me.
Super Bowl this year, I don't think they're winning.
Yeah, I don't
but
think they're
I
winning.
think they could win one within the next 3 years.
No.
Because of Kyle Shanahan, because Pearsall looks good. The running game is always going to be good. Defensively, they draft incredibly well, and Robert Saleh's
in the
back,
next
and now
3
he
years,
knows.
Christian McCaffrey's career.
I'm not
this
worried about
way.
CMC.
Nick Bosa's career this way. In my opinion, Fred
Don't
Warner's
do
career
that. Don't
maybe
fix your
this
hand.
way.
Fix your hand.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do. I promise you, your hand gonna get
It was
broke.
looking crazy. It was looking down. I think they're all getting older. They're not getting any younger. They've been playing at an elite level for 5-6 years now.
I don't have time to get.
I can't. I
don't want to get into it, but Fred Warner drafted in the 3rd round. George Kittle drafted in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Like, the Niners make a living off turning up on draft picks. I don't think as long as Shanahan's there, that window's closed. But I know it's almost time to close the bar. What you got
The
left?
problem is, though, the Eagles also make their living on turning up draft picks.
Yeah.
The Rams make their living on developing the draft pick. Like, it just, it's tough for them right now. We got to talk about some college football. We haven't had a chance to really talk about much college football. This past weekend, the biggest matchup, Penn State, outside of Alabama and Georgia, but Penn State played against Oregon in their whiteout game, if you will. Their whiteout game, they've done it 18 times. It's the most hyped up thing in all of college football, and they lose half of them. Actually, probably more than half of them. They're not that good. Heather Dinich was on Get Up today and said if the playoffs were today, Penn State would be out. How are we feeling about their head coach, James Franklin, and how disappointing he has been?
James Franklin's the most overrated coach in college football.
Preach.
Period.
Preach.
James Franklin is 4-21 versus AP top 10 teams. He's 1-10 versus Ohio State with 8 straight losses, and he's 3-7 versus Michigan. Like, James Franklin is the epitome of a tease. He gonna make you think that he's good, make you think that Penn State is good. But the objective of a big-time program is to beat the big-time opponents, not just go there and whip up on the lower-tier Big Ten schools and then get mollywopped when you play the legitimate Big Ten schools.
Yeah.
Like, Penn State, you're supposed to beat Northwestern. Congratulations, I won't clap for that. But I need you to beat Ohio State on occasion. I need you to beat Oregon on occasion. I need you to mess around and beat Michigan on occasion. Not to mention, you were the one returning Drew Aller. Oregon lost their quarterback.
You return Katron Allen and Nick Singleton.
Like, you were the one returning them big dogs. Like, you were the one that had the quarterback that's supposed to be a first-round talent. So I don't understand how James Franklin can watch Dan Lanning come in, not only into being a head coach, but come into his conference and take over. How can you watch Harbaugh come into your conference, win a national championship, and then go back to the league? How can you watch Ryan Day come into your head coaching conference, then take a championship? You watching all this. You were there before Day. You're there before Lanning. I believe he was there before Harbaugh, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you've been there, watch all these coaches ascend from defensive coordinators, ascend from leaving the NFL, ascend from being offensive coordinators to becoming head coaches and winning natties on your watch?
Yeah.
Crazy.
James Franklin has been there since 2014. He's had one top 25 offense, and it was the year that he had Trace McSorley and Saquon Barkley in his Heisman contention-like season. He still didn't contend for a Heisman, which is crazy because he should have been. Like you said, he's 1-15 against top 5 opponents. He's 4-21 against top 10. He's 15-30 against top 25, and he's 4-17 against Michigan and Ohio State. Penn State has more talent than most of the teams in the Big Ten, except for who? Except for the Michigans, except for the Ohio States, except for the Oregons. And guess who they lose to? Almost every time. The Michigans, the Ohio States, and the Oregons. And I think they can beat a Michigan. Of course. Now, Michigan's kind of in a downturn after losing Jim Harbaugh. Penn State beats. I'm sorry. This is one of my biggest gripes with the Big Ten. Penn State will go out there and they will beat up on the Purdue's. They will beat up on the Rutgers. They will beat up on the Northwesterns. They will beat up on the Illinois. They'll beat up maybe Indiana. I don't know. Indiana kind of good now.
Too much.
But yeah, not too much. Indiana hooping right now. Indiana hooping. They will beat up on those mid to lower tier Big Ten teams, and then every single time in the big game they will lose. The question is, how do you move forward? He's been amazing as far as what you can't fire a coach for winning 10, 11 games every year, for getting you to New York Six Bowls is damn near every year. to maybe getting you to the playoff again this year.
I think you have
But
to.
the thing is, he's going to get to the playoff, and what is he going to do when he faces a team of equal talent again? He's going to lose again. You've been doing it for a decade straight. He's beaten Ohio State once. One time. You played him every year since 2014.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, bro, it's utterly
Does
ridiculous.
he remind you? Let me make sure I'm getting his name right. James Franklin reminds me of Mark Richt. You remember Mark Richt when he was at Georgia?
Yes.
And
the
Georgia
thing
was
is,
always a 9 to 10, 11 win team.
Yeah.
Could never beat Alabama. Could never win a legitimate game.
Yeah.
They got rid of Mark Richt. They got Kirby Smart, and now Georgia became one of the best programs in college football history over the last 20 years.
The difference is with him, right? Okay, I think it looks better. Mark Richt was like a 9, 10 win guy, but
never won anything
he was in the
legitimate.
SEC, so he couldn't be like a. Now you're in a 12-team playoff era. He's going to keep making the playoff, and I'm telling you, it's only going to further the problem. You're going to keep making the playoff, and you're going to keep losing to teams of equal talent. I'm sorry, last year, Notre Dame had no business beating Penn State and going to the national championship. They didn't. Even in that game, they had no business. Jeremiah Love, amazing player, great player, had that great crazy run, ended up coming back. They should have never been in that position in the first place. He knows how, bro. You know how they say you snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? This man snatches defeat from the jaws of victory consistently. I've never, bro. I don't know what to do.
I think you got to move on. I think eventually, give him 2 more years. I think he's out of
I
there.
see a comment from Mike Bowie saying Texas is just as overrated. Not yet. Give us some time, okay? We might beat Georgia this year, and then we get to see. But we do.
What a show!
Ohio State and Georgia.
We also got a super chat.
Super
We do
chat!
got to address the super chat. Shout out to the super chats. Javante Crawford says, speaking of college football, we've seen teams trading for all these draft picks, but what is your take on this upcoming draft class?
I think it's poo. I think it's poo cheese. Quarterbacks dictate a draft class. Let's just be honest.
Poo cheese is
I heard
crazy.
poo
Yeah,
cheese
that
is
was
high
crazy.
school.
Yeah,
That's
like,
crazy.
poo cheese is wild.
Poo cheese is crazy.
Quarterbacks dictate a draft class. I think I just saw a report Nussmeier might be out for the year. Arch Manning has appeared to be overrated thus far in his career.
Yeah.
This quarterback we're just talking about, Drew Allard, he's just not good. He's just not good. I haven't kept up with Lenora Sellers enough, but I'm hearing
Not
overrated.
good this year at all.
And then Cade Klubnik,
Not
he
good
hasn't
this
been
year
good
at
at all either. DJ Lagway, he struggled, right?
Yeah.
So I think this draft class, Caleb Downs is cold.
Yeah.
But the problem is the 2 stud receivers still can't come out, right? Jeremiah
and Ryan are going to be back next.
Those would be the 2 that would save the class.
Yeah.
Like if those 2 came out and then you'd say, oh, we got 2 Hall of Fame receiving talents stepping into the NFL.
Yeah.
I think this draft class
even
is,
like the highest rated edge guy or the highest projected edge guy, TJ Parker's not having the best season this year. Like Peter Woods, defensive tackle at Clemson, not having the best. This next draft class, it's not looking
good at all.
Right? It's not looking the best. I think next year's draft class is going to be damn near generational in terms of like the amount of crazy upside talent that's going to be coming out. But I like Steve Sarkisian said something earlier this week about quarterbacks across the board, right? Just development in general. And this goes for the NFL, also in college. I think right now, I completely agree with him. He said right now we're putting too many expectations on these young quarterbacks and expecting them to do things before they've gone out there and earned it, and they are not having fun playing the game of football. It's important to keep up the fact that it's important to keep the fun into football for these guys. They're going out there, and if they're not lighting people up, throwing for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns, and everybody's throwing different defensive looks and whatnot, he's saying he wants these quarterbacks to have fun playing football again.
You need a full or half?
I need a full.
Wow. Okay.
Full.
Full.
Prepare yourself, Care Bear.
not Steve Sarkisian, but y'all can shut the
Wow.
The moment college athletes wanted to get paid, it's not fun anymore. It's a job. So I don't care about the fun you're having.
Yeah.
You're making millions of dollars. That's your fun. Because I got pictures on my phone still of going to the Texas football center where jerseys were sold. And why the hell is an 18 and an 81 jersey being sold next to each other? Oh, because my brother was 81 and I was 18.
Yeah.
And I ain't see a dime. I don't care. This ain't about me. But I enjoyed college and could have more fun because I knew whether I play well or play not, I don't have $1 million endorsement deal writing on this. So I don't want to hear about these kids having fun. Y'all are getting paid.
They can't have fun?
It's a trade-off.
I mean, well,
It's a trade-off.
in the presser, he said, and I quote, I don't want them working football. It's important you play football.
No, you're getting paid.
Yeah.
The wages to get a check means it's work.
Anytime that chicken involved, it's
work.
The stakes is higher.
The
for
stakes
sure.
is higher.
I get
So
what you're saying.
if you want to have fun, Stop taking money.
Do you think it's
go
stunning?
back to playing and having fun?
Do you think it's stunning development though?
1,000%. What
Do you think NIL itself is stunning development,
yes.
or is it?
The NIL is stunning development because of stunting the grind. NIL has stunted the grind. You have players running from the grind. Like, say what you will, I made it to the league. I got drafted. Only 260 or 70 players get drafted. So good enough to make it to the league. I didn't start my freshman year. I was a rotational starter my sophomore year. If I would have played in this era, I would have gone somewhere else, gotten $1, $2, $3 million a year, and I would have started as a freshman. Would I have been good? Hell no. But I would have been able to say I was starting. Like Nico
Yamaleava.
Had he stayed at Tennessee, totally different. But he want to go chase the bag.
Yeah.
Is he having fun? Hell no. Coach got fired. I don't know if they've won a game yet. They done lost to all the sorry teams.
Yeah.
But he got paid. You can't complain about fun when you're getting a check. You traded in the check for fun.
Yeah.
You traded in the fun for the check. Like, that's where I'm at with it. And this ain't even an old school take. This is a learn how to be an adult take. Because you will have to work a lot of jobs.
I think now you're starting to see, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you're starting to see also, how many players did you know that made it to the league and then it was like, okay, like, cool, I made it. Mm-hmm. And that was like kind of the mentality. I think you have a lot of these high school kids.
College.
Now imagine that mentality whenever you have guys at 22,
That's
23
a really good point.
getting that feeling of like, oh, I made it. I made my bread, bro. I changed my family's life. I made it to the league. That was the end goal. That was what I was reaching for. Now it's like, oh, I got my D1 scholarship. I got $400,000 in the bank, and I'm 18 years old.
Because also,
it's tough. It's a tough thing to do.
If you're already getting paid in college, what you still grinding for? Like when I was in college, I'm just internally grinding to be the best, but I'm grinding to get to the league so I can get that paper. Yeah. But if you're already getting paper in college, like you're just gonna lose some of that grind. Yeah. Unless you are just a neurotic, I love football kind of cat.
Yeah. Right. I really used to hate the like these young kids is really.
But also the kids that are making real chicken are going to the league. Like you're not gonna have too many players. Of course there'll be a few outliers, but you're not having too many players that are making millions in college.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, Trey. The quarterback position, what we're talking about right now, that's the position where they're making that type of money. Mm-hmm. They're making millions coming out of high school. Yeah. They're making millions. If you're a 5-star top 15 quarterback in the country and you're not making a mill to go to a large P5, you had a bad agent.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
That to me, I think that's where the hang up is.
Like think about Nico Iamaleava, UCLA quarterback. He was making I think $6 million at Tennessee.
Yeah, he had like a $6 million deal to go there.
Like he was like, nah. So he held out. He was like, I want 8. He held out. The coach was like, bro, get out of here. Yeah. He goes to UCLA because nobody else is going to take him. And now draft stock. Forget draft stock. I don't even want to talk about draft stock. It just looks awful.
Yeah.
He looks awful.
He needs to leave UCLA.
Team is awful. Jeez. Coach is awful. Yeah. And now what Care Bear just said, he needs to leave UCLA. Of course growth is being stunted. Now you're at Tennessee, you're at UCLA, and you're going to go for another program in 3 years?
Yeah.
The hell?
Yeah, I guess I'm just if I touch 1 M, I want 2. If I touch 2, I want 4.
Yeah.
If I touch 4, I want 8. So for me,
it's easy to say that. Get it? It's it's different. It's different. Because trust, I mean, like whenever I first started doing sports media, it was like, oh, bro, I can't wait to like make bread. I can't wait to like coming where I'm from, 100,000. It's like, oh my god, I want to be able to touch that amount. Yeah, 6 figures. Just in general. I got this point 6 figures, and I was like, oh wow, this is cool. Like, oh, I'm slacking. Like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
But then what did you do? Then you got on that horse and you went and got another.
But the thing is, though, how many people don't do that, though? How many people let that feeling ride out? And then that's really all it is. Like you have to be a real go-getter to be able to keep going and grinding. Correct. Like he said, the football fanatic that loves it. Yeah. But that goes back to my thing. I want you to have fun. I want you to love it. I think that's why I agree with what Sark was saying. In this era right now of all of these players that are getting paid, that have all of these expectations on them, the players that are going to shine the most are the ones that enjoy going to work every day.
But
if I enjoy what I do every day, it's not a job, is it? It don't feel like a job.
But I don't know. It's hard to love something when money's involved. You feel me? Because as soon as money's involved, you loving the money. You forget to love the thing. So it's hard to love something when money's involved. You can like it a lot. But like you lose that intrinsic motivation of I just want to do this. You used to make clips because you just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Now all of a sudden you're not here on time. Like, hey, where you at? I'm on the way, Acho. Money involved now.
Yeah.
This ain't just I'm making clips for fun, trying to make it. Like now money involved.
Yeah.
So like it's not to say you don't still like and love it, but it's just it's harder to love. Bro, the second you bring in that paper,
changes
bro,
everything.
changes everything.
I hear you. I mean, we had a moment where he said, look at Cam Ward, look at your door. I'll stay on the Cam Ward thing though, but Cam Ward said, I don't care what it is. When you look at my Wikipedia page, I wanted to say football player. I don't want to say anything else. I wanted to say I'm a football player. He went to Incarnate Word. Went to Incarnate Word out of West Columbia High School, running the wing T. Then he ended up going to Washington State. Then went to Miami. Like, bro, he just liked football. Like that. That's the cream was always going to rise to the top in that situation. But hey, last call. Time to wrap up the show here. Time to close up this bar. Apologize for any of the sound issues we had here tonight. But if you're watching, Mo, I saw you drop some comments about a notification. We do notify you on Twitter, man. Turn your notifications on Twitter. Turn your notifications on YouTube to be notified when we are going live. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for us as well. Acho, you got any last thoughts before we get up out of here?
Man, who asked that phenomenal question in the Super Chat?
That was Jack Ballard. I don't forget a super chatter.
You talking about
content? How much content?
That was one hell of a chat. Yo, this show actually, I didn't even think we was gonna go this long, but we was.
Nah, I mean,
we went in.
Yeah, we did go in.
Hey, shout out to y'all for watching. We really creating like a Speakeasy family.
We do, and you know how I know it's a family? Because Doug Fresh McDonald earlier said, hopefully my man Acho took his heart meds today. Shady was rough on him yesterday. They care about you, bro. They want to see you relax. They want to see you, you know what I mean? It's time to get out of your element every once in a while, but it's a family. They care about you.
My dog.
So yeah.
You see everybody
to
chill today. We got a couple
A couple
facts.
man.
Jack Ballard dropped another one before we left. $10 super chat. MLB question: who do you average L MVP? I'm gonna go. He's a Mariners fan. I'm gonna still go with Judge, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna still go with Judge. Cal Raleigh amazing, but I'm gonna go with Judge. But hey, appreciate y'all for stepping into the Speakeasy with us tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, get that music, Ethan. Let's get it popping.
For Social Trey and everyone out there in the back, make some noise in the back.
Woo! Shout out to the team in the back.
Appreciate y'all for watching. We'll see you guys next time.